Alright, back at it again with another theory for RWBY. Before I get too far into it, spoilers ahead, I'm going to be talking about some things that happen in Volume 9. So you haven't seen that yet, here's your warning. Alright, we're good? Alright, let's talk relics. So first up, some background. So the gods of light and dark peace out from the world and throw 4 relics into different places around Remnant that, when brought together, will call the gods back to the world to judge humanity. Humanity good, gods live with everyone again. Humanity bad, world goes boom permanently. The relics represent creation, destruction, choice, and knowledge. They take the shapes of a staff, a sword, a crown, and a lamp. Specifically in that order, keeping that in mind here. So, in Volume 6, Chapter 3, called The Lost Fable, or as I call it, Lore Vomit for half an hour, when the God of Light is talking to Ozma when they are between realms, that's the order he says them in, and the order their silhouettes appear in. Given that we know the lamp is knowledge and the staff is creation, safe to assume the pattern is the same for the others. So, one of the guys who was before Ozpin but after Ozma, reincarnation, don't worry about it, locked the relics in the vaults below the Huntsman Academies, behind doors that only a specific maiden can open. Maidens being women who have magic powers tied to one of the 4 seasons. Now, right now, Cinder has both the lamp and the staff, neither of which she actually paid for. The lamp came from Haven and needed the Spring Maiden to open the door. The Winter Maiden was required for Atlas, that's the staff if you've zoned out, the Summer for Shade, and the Fall for Beacon. Fitting, that last one. So, Ozpin, talking through Oscar, who is slowly becoming Ozpin, again, don't worry about it, said in Volume 5 that he made the Beacon relic a bit harder to find than the others. Why? Well, my thought is that because unlike the other relics, the Beacon relic isn't in the school. At least it isn't in the school anymore. The relic isn't his cane. He flat out said that. So, where is it? Jean has it. He doesn't know he has it, but he has it. Back to that order of relics I said earlier. The Beacon relic, the relic of choice, is a crown. Now, who is the one character in this show who wears, or I guess wore, a crown? Pyrrha, the one who conveniently was going to inherit the Fall Maiden's power. My thought is that when Oz chose Pyrrha to get the power, he gave her the relic. And what was the one thing left behind when Pyrrha died? Her crown. None of her other accessories were left. But Angel, Cinder killed her. Wouldn't you have taken the relic then? Well, there's a very good chance Cinder didn't know that Pyrrha had it. Now, bit of a stretch here, but maybe Oz or someone else disguised the crown to look like the one she normally wears. The one we see in Volume 6 doesn't match hers, but we saw the lamp change size in Volume 5. Why can't these powerful magical relics also change shape? Cinder would know that the relics were in the academies, but if Oz took the relic out during Volume 3, Cinder wouldn't know that. Her information comes from Salem, who would have no way of knowing if the relic was moved, say, during the Vital Festival. And before you get down there saying, well, you yourself just said that only a maiden can open the door and Amber was unconscious. How's that work, smart guy? There is absolutely no way that Oz would only let the maidens open the vaults. He would have built in a secondary way to open them that only he knows about. So he goes down, gets the relic, and gives it to Pyrrha. She goes poof. Jean takes her crown and has it forged into his shield at the start of Volume 4. Decently straightforward thought, right? Okay, that's about to go out the window. Or back into the window, right? Because it was already out the window, and then it got slurped back in when John did the thing. Nah, still doesn't make any sense. All right, welcome to Volume 9. Second warning here. Spoilers for Volume 9 coming up. If you aren't caught up and don't want to be spoiled on it, stop watching now. Go figure out a way to watch this show, catch up, and come back. Okay. All right, are we good? Let's get weird. So, TLDR on this, Tall, Blonde, and Scraggly decides he wants to munch a pocket watch in the Ever After and picks a Clockwork Orange for lunch. Time rewinds, Team RWBY gets reverse yeeted back into the sky, and Mans does a full castaway for about 20 years. You see where I'm going with this? Probably not. That was a lot of words and not a lot of sense. Jean is the Rusted Knight. From the story, The Girl Who Fell Through the World. A classic, and one that Team RWBY knew from when they were kids. Which means him being in the Ever After altered the world above way back before the team was even born. But they remember him. Which could mean that there are now 2 Jeans in existence. Did everything still happen the same way? Probably, if he's alive on Remnant and in the Ever After. It's kind of an interesting question. If it all happened the same way, would the second Jean have fallen as well? Maybe things were different on the replay. One Jean has the relic. Maybe the other one does as well. Or maybe the second time around, Cinder did grab the crown. So then she would have 3 relics. But she also wouldn't, because Jean has it. But also he doesn't. Maybe Pyrrha survives the fall of Beacon and still has the crown. I'm sure that wouldn't cause any massive problems for everyone else. You know what? Let's just assume time is a straight line here and there's a disconnect between the Ever After and Remnant. Otherwise, this gets really messy and everything just goes in circles forever. So, to recap, and brushing past that last bit, Jean has been carrying the Beacon relic with him for 6 seasons, and the only one who knows he has it is Oz.